Basketball fans, welcome back. So in this video, we'll be looking at 6 Kevin Durant trade scenarios that will match the Phoenix Suns asking price. So Kevin Durant is on his way out of Phoenix in this offseason, and he's not a free agent, so the only way he's going to leave is through trade. So this video is going to look at possible trade scenarios. You've seen how KD is disgruntled with him being a Phoenix Suns player. He's not that pleased. He's not too happy with how the team is. And even in a previous video, talked about how the Minnesota Timberwolves said, there are two untouchable players. Well, most notable, they're Anthony Edwards and McDaniels. They said the Wolves said we're not gonna involve those two guys in a potential trade package in return getting Kevin Durant. So the Phoenix Suns have made the asking price for Kevin Durant very clear: a young player and 3 first-round picks, and we have 6 strong trade scenarios that match this request for this offseason. So in this video, we'll be looking at that in depth. So Kevin Durant's time with the Phoenix Suns is coming to an end. The writing is on the wall, and the Suns have made it clear about their price tag. So any team that wants to acquire the 15-time All-Star in KD have to send back a young prospect and 3 first-round picks. That's why you saw in the Minnesota Timberwolves, they said, we're not giving you McDaniels or Anthony Edwards and 3 first-round picks. We're not going to do that. So that's what they came out and said. So that's a steep cost for a player who's likely to be a one-year rental. So KD, he's almost near the end of his max deal that he signed when he was Brooklyn. Then he got traded to the Phoenix Suns. But still, it's Kevin Durant you're talking about. This is a guy who's a 4-time scoring champion. This is a guy who's a 2-time Finals MVP. I know those accolades came prior to 2019, because since 2019, I can even say the man has regressed in the past 6 going on 7 years. He has not been the same guy. And I can even say because of that Achilles injury he had and the situation that he has been in Brooklyn, those are very it was a very hectic environment, especially with all the off-court issues. At some point, Kyrie was not available because of his issues there. I don't want to get too much in that, but I mean it was hell in Brooklyn. Then in the Phoenix Suns, the Suns ownership just set this franchise back when they went ahead and traded for Bradley Beal. But anyway, it is what it is. So KD, as he approaches 37 years of age, he's one of the best scorers in the NBA, averaging 27 points and shooting at a 53% clip from the field. So Durant will be making $55 million next season before hitting free agency in the summer of 2026. So teams will have to weigh the risk of giving up premium assets for a short-term rental for going in and contending, because a lot of teams are gearing up for title contention. So it's going to be a 1-year rental. So some teams simply can't afford that gamble, namely the Lakers and the Mavericks, who are completely out of the race because they don't have 3 first-round picks to offer. So the Mavericks are just on the free fall to oblivion, and the Lakers, they don't have 3 first-round picks to offer for a potential KD trade. And it wouldn't even make any sense because Luka Doncic is on the Lakers and LeBron James is out of the league. So it is what it is. So we have looked at the Lakers and the Mavericks, what happened to that whole situation with Luka Doncic moving from the Mavs to the Lakers. I've made countless videos talking about that. So it is what it is. So I mean, the Mavs are struggling right now because they are losing. They're not able to stay consistent and stay healthy, and they're losing players to injury. But for teams who have draft capital and are willing to put in all their chips, the opportunity to land a superstar caliber scorer like KD is there. So there are 6 trade scenarios we're going to look at. And man, some of these trade scenarios are crazy. And without further ado, let's just get into it. So the Golden State Warriors blockbuster reunion. So Golden State get KD. Then the Phoenix Suns receive Jonathan Kuminga through a sign-in trade, the 2028 first-round pick through the Warriors. That's their own pick. The 2029 first-round pick from the Warriors, and the 2031 first-round pick from the Warriors. So this is a very crazy trade because it just comes in full circle. I mean, KD, he made that move that made him the most hated man in the NBA. I can even say the world, the NBA world in 2016 when he left OKC to Golden State. He joined a 73-9 team. So this is the ultimate run it back scenario. And Warriors fans will go crazy if KD returned to the base. So the chemistry between Kevin Durant and Stephen Curry and Draymond Green is already proven. 2 championships, 3 straight finals appearances, and one of the most dominant basketball we've ever seen. So the only difference is there's no Klay Thompson, because Klay Thompson, he left to go join the Dallas Mavericks. So the Warriors have struggled to stay in the upper echelon in the West in the 2024-2025 season, even with Jimmy Butler's arrival. So bringing back KD could constantly make them title favorites again. Losing Jonathan Kuminga stings as he turned into a legitimate 20-plus point per game scorer. But at the end of the day, the Warriors are in a win now mode as Curry is at 37. So Curry and KD are the same age. So I mean, they're just going to be aging out as as the other guys just take over in the league. But for the Phoenix Suns, it's about cashing in before KD walks out for nothing this next summer. So Kuminga in a sign and trade scenario is the headliner here. Jonathan Kuminga is a young, athletic wing who shows flashes of stardom when given the opportunity. So the first round picks give the Suns access they desperately need after gutting their draft capital in past trades, especially with that Bradley Beal trade, which was a very stupid trade if you ask me. So this deal doesn't bring back the all-star level player right now, but it gives Phoenix Suns a piece to build around post the Kevin Durant era. But the big question is, would KD want this? Because his departure from Golden State wasn't exactly smooth, and returning could feel like an admission that he never should have left in the first place. But if Kevin Durant values one more shot at the championship, this might be his best chance, because the big difference between LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, and Kevin Durant is this. You can look at a guy like Kawhi Leonard in the situations he has been at post when he was with the Clippers, things were not looking good. But when he was at the Spurs, he was successful. That one and done season he had with the Toronto Raptors was great. I mean, you could see this guy can win anywhere. Similar to LeBron James, every single team that LeBron James has been at, he has won it. But looking at KD, a lot of people said, even yours truly included, that man took the easy way out, and he wanted a championship, and he was desperate to get back to the finals. That's why he left the OKC Thunder to join the Golden State Warriors, and he won those 2 rings, those 2 finals MVPs. And a lot of people are not respecting KD because of that thing. So, I mean, it's your choice. I mean, at some point, I really couldn't get over the fact that he did that. But hey, I mean, time is telling us all we needed to know. So, KD had all the accolades to reach GOAT levels, but unfortunately, because of that move in 2016, he put himself outside of the GOAT conversation because of that move. Even despite his success through the years, even in his career, he will never be looked at the same way LeBron is looked at, Kobe is looked at, Kawhi Leonard is looked at. So he's not on that level. So when he goes back, let's say in a crazy scenario, he gets traded back to Golden State, is going to prove to everyone that he can't win without Golden State. So that's something that he doesn't want to live with. And also he's going to go back to a guy named Draymond Green, who in the last year of that deal before he opted out, KD and Draymond Green had a lot of friction, and you can even say like KD got driven out of Golden State by Draymond Green. I know he was gonna get out so I can try to win elsewhere, but that all I can say accelerated it, and he was not getting the respect. So it's crazy. So the next team is the Houston Rockets. So the Houston Rockets make a power move. So the Houston Rockets receive KD, and the Phoenix Suns receive Jabari Smith Jr. as the 2025 first round pick coming through OKC and Phoenix. The 2029 first round pick coming from the Dallas Mavericks and Phoenix Suns, and the 2030 first round pick belonging to the Houston Rockets. So the Rockets have been knocking at the door of the playoffs all season, but a move like this could blow it wide open. So the Rockets already have a very good young core with Alperen Şengün, Thompson, and Jalen Green. But what they lack is a true offensive closer, a guy who can get the ball in crunch time and he can deliver. So that's what KD is at 36. He's still a walking bucket, and in the playoff setting, he instantly makes, the Houston Rockets a legit contender. Paying him with Green, Thompson, and Şengün will give the Rockets a perfect blend of all star power, defense, and shot creation. So at what cost? Like you see, Jabari Smith Jr. and 3 first-round picks. So Smith has shown serious potential as a two-way big, but if you're Houston, you're getting Durant without giving up your best young player in Şengün for your top prospect in Thompson. So that's a win. I mean, in some scenarios. So the first round picks in 2025, 2029, 2030 are a steep price. But this is a move that signals the Rockets are done waiting and they're ready to win now. For the Phoenix Suns, Jabari Smith Jr. gives them a long-term asset who fits well next to Devin Booker and Bradley Beal. The draft picks help replenish the empty cupboard, making this a move that balances both the present and the future. So if Phoenix is prioritizing a young player over an immediate star, this is a solid deal. So will the Houston Rockets pull this off? I'm not sure. But the other team that is a team that can go ahead and swing for KD is the Memphis Grizzlies to create a dynamic duo. So the Memphis Grizzlies, they get KD, and the Phoenix Suns, they receive Jaren Jackson Jr., 2027 first-round pick from Memphis, 2028 first-round pick from Memphis, and a 2031 first-round pick from Memphis. So all 3 first-round picks are from Memphis. So if the Grizzlies want to get back into contention, this is the type of move they have to consider. So Jaren Jackson Jr. is an elite defensive anchor and the reigning defensive player of the year. But Memphis has lacked a true scoring option next to Ja Morant. Morant-Durant pairing instantly gives Memphis one of the most lethal offensive duos in the league. With Desmond Bane still in the mix as well, the Grizzlies will be back in the thick of the Western Conference race with this move. So for the Suns, this is a best case scenario if they want a player who helps them stay competitive right away. So Jaren Jackson Jr. is only 25 years of age and already a 2-time All-Star and Defensive Player of the Year. He will slide in perfectly alongside Booker and Beal, giving the Phoenix Suns a dynamic front court presence who can space the floor and protect the rim. So the 3 first-round picks from 2027, 2028, and 2031 sealing the deal, ensuring the Phoenix Suns get long-term assets as well. So, but this trade hinges on how Memphis views its championship window. If they believe Morant and KD can carry them to the promised land, sacrificing Jaren Jackson Jr. is worth it. But if they think Jackson is too important to their defensive identity, they might hesitate to make this move. And I can even say, like, the Memphis Grizzlies should just keep off KD because you're not going to get KD for too long. Jaren Jackson Jr. is young. You're going to be trading for somebody who's old and only has like about a season to be in the league. So I don't think it's worth the gamble. But anyway, I mean, I don't think the Memphis Grizzlies can take the risk of doing that because it will be like a Luka Doncic situation, which is not going to look good for the Memphis ownership because we've seen the backlash that happened with the whole trading away of Luka Doncic to the Lakers in exchange for Anthony Davis. So I don't think the Memphis Grizzlies ownership want that. So the next team we have is the Miami Heat. So the Miami Heat will take a huge gamble on KD. So the Miami Heat receive KD and the Phoenix Suns receive Tyler Hero, 2025 first-round pick coming from the Warriors, 2029 first-round pick coming from Miami, and a 2031 first-round pick coming from Miami. So you can see that 2025, 2029, and 2031 picks, first-round picks, going to be offered on the table, and Tyler Hero for KD. So this is a classic Pat Riley move. So Miami always seems to be lacking whenever a superstar becomes available. And KD does fit the mold in the Heat culture. So he's skilled, tough, and battle-tested. So with Bam Adebayo anchoring the defense under Eric Spoelstra, no nonsense playing style. Adding KD will give the Heat a true superstar to help the Miami challenge for Boston and Cleveland in the East. So, of course, this is a very good power move because after losing Jimmy Butler and getting Andrew Wiggins in the process, it's much more of a downgrade because Andrew Wiggins is far removed from the athlete he was when he won the championship in 2022. So, it is what it is. So, at what cost? So, Tyler Hero is the price Miami pays, along with the 3 first round picks. So Tyler Hero has been solid, but not quite the franchise star the Heat hope he'd become. So his scoring and shooting would be missed, but when you add a player like KD, you make the trade 10 times out of 10. So Miami's biggest question is whether a 36-year-old KD is enough to push them over the hump, or if they should hold on to their future assets instead. So I would say they should just leave KD and they should not even touch KD. I don't think the Miami Heat need to go ahead and touch KD because you're not sure what you're not sure if this guy's gonna be productive for you, and also giving away like Tyler Hero and 3 first round picks. I don't think it's worth it because the Suns are looking for a team that's gonna overpay and overpricing KD. So this move does not make logical sense for the Miami Heat to go ahead and put on all the chips like that. So I mean, this is what it is. So this is crazy. I'm not sure if Pat Riley is gonna decide to do that, but hey, I mean, if the deal happens, I mean, after the Luka Doncic trade, I feel like anything is possible at this point. So yeah. So the OKC Thunder is another team that is in the mix. And OKC, this is a team that KD he got drafted. He got drafted. He played there. He won 4 MVPs there. Won the Rookie of the Year for Seattle/Oklahoma City. So this is going to be a full circle moment. So the OKC Thunder received KD, and the Phoenix Suns they received Jalen Williams, the 2025 pick coming from OKC, 2028 first round pick, Dallas pick swap, and the 2031 first round pick from OKC. So the Thunder built a very exciting squad, and KD departed OKC in the summer of 2016 during Golden State Warriors. He couldn't win there with Westbrook at the time, and even said, even in multiple interviews, that he doesn't trust OKC Thunder and Sam Presti. But I'm not sure if adding an aged KD in that young core will add any value. I don't know. Very veteran presence. He said he's not a leader, so I don't understand this move if it happens. But I don't think Sam Presti is going to pull the trigger on this. So the Thunder have built one of the most exciting young teams in the league, led by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Chet Holmgren. So adding KD to that mix, it's a scary thought, but OKC have plenty of draft capital to work with. So moving 3 picks isn't a huge concern because they're going to have like about 30 picks in the next 5 years, 30 first-round picks. So losing Jalen Williams, though, is where the Thunder might hesitate. So Williams has emerged to be a key piece. So if they believe KD is the missing championship ingredient, it's a deal worth considering. But for some reason, I don't like it at all. So for Phoenix, Williams is exactly the type of young player they should be targeting, versatile skill, and still developing. So the 3 first-rounders only add to the Suns' asset pool. So this trade allows Phoenix to pivot while still remaining competitive, especially if they retool around Booker and Beal. So unfortunately, because of that no trade clause, Beal cannot go away. And unless he signs on that trade, he's going to go. But the question is, would KD want this? Because his history with OKC is complicated, to say the least. But if the Thunder are truly in a position to win a title, Durant might see this as a chance to complete the unfinished business in OKC. And some people can even compare it to like that moment where I almost said KD, but that moment where LeBron James went back to Cleveland. But I don't think that's that moment because the man, he's hated in OKC. And I don't think that stabbing in the back will change anything. Let's say, for example, he comes back and he doesn't even win a championship. So a championship with OKC will rewrite his legacy in the best possible way. But I'm not sure that's going to happen because the West is too stacked. And the other things are looking, I'm not sure about that. But that history that KD has with OKC, that's something that a lot of people really know, and people who experienced it, especially yours truly included, and I saw him leave. I honestly thought that KD matchup against LeBron in the 2016 NBA Finals, but unfortunately he choked away a 3-1 lead. So it is what it is. So the San Antonio Spurs could create a super team. So KD, the Spurs receive KD, Kevin Durant, and the Phoenix Suns receive Devin Vassell, the 2025 first round pick coming from Atlanta, the 2027 first round pick coming from Atlanta again, and the 2031 first round pick coming from the San Antonio Spurs. Victor Wembanyama has already proven he's a generational talent, and De'Aaron Fox is an all-star point guard, but they need help with the Spurs, especially when it comes to contending and going for breaking through and getting to that that elusive championship, because the Spurs were a dynasty not too long ago. The last time the Spurs won the championship was about 11 years ago. So Durant gives them exactly that, a superstar who can take the pressure off the young big man while also mentoring him in his early years. So Durant, Wemby, Fox trio will instantly become one of the most unstoppable forces in the NBA, blending elite scoring, size, and versatility. So the Western Conference will be on notice. So Devin Vassell is the centerpiece heading back to Phoenix, along with 3 valuable first-round picks, the 2025 pick, 2027, 2031. So Vassell has quietly become one of the most promising young wings in the league, averaging 16 points per game with strong two-way ability. So losing him hurts, but if the Spurs want to speed up their rebuild and contention immediately, KD is the kind of player who accelerates that process. So there's also always a price. There's always a cost that these teams have to incur when they want to get a guy like KD. But for Phoenix, this is a solid deal because it brings back a lot of young players who can contribute immediately while also giving them 3 premium picks. It is not the flashiest return, but it fits the Suns' need to rebuild without completely bottoming out. With Wemby, Fox, and Durant team up, San Antonio might just build the next great NBA dynasty. So those are the teams that are available. We've got the San Antonio Spurs in the mix, OKC Thunder, Miami Heat, Memphis Grizzlies, Houston Rockets, and the Golden State Warriors. So out of the 6 teams there, you're going to see, is he going to make a return to Golden State? We're not sure. If he's going to make a return to OKC, I don't know. But in this day and age, I mean, anything can happen, especially when it comes to trades. And even expect the unexpected, because if the Dallas Mavericks ownership and GM Nick Harrison was able to go ahead and trade away their franchise player in Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers in exchange for Anthony Davis without anyone knowing, which is something that it's a head scratcher, then anything goes and anything is possible. So hey, it is what it is. So do drop me your comments down in the comment section about this whole trade situation. I know it's crazy. I mean, in this modern NBA, anything can happen. So like, share, subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Peace out.